Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Chocobo Dash. I'm one of your hosts, Nell Celestine.
And I'm your other host, Elliot Lefebvre.
We've got a short but concise show wrapped up here for you. A couple of major topics regarding the Square Enix front and a little bit regarding some community points of interest. Nothing major newsworthy, so to speak, but a few tidbits here and there that we are going to be going over.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are currently waiting for the next patch, so things have been a little bit quiet, but as you can see if you are watching this on YouTube, Nell and I both have the new earrings that were released during the Tokyo Game Show, so those are available now for the low price of 1 gil each.
For those of you who do follow my Twitter, you probably saw them up a couple of days ago with my hashtag AllMyLove. I love slimes. I love Dragon Quest slimes so much.
Meanwhile, I am, of course, wearing the Dodo earring, which was the bane of Nell's existence. So.
It's a good thing you're wearing those. Keep those things away from me.
Closer to you.
No.
Come here, give me a hug.
No.
Give me a hug.
No.
Okay, we got a topic for the end of the show. Moving right along today. As you know, obviously, FanFest is in 2 weeks. The judges for the cosplay competition have been announced on Twitter, so we know who's going to be there to judge the best entrance.
R2-2. It's Lisa Luhu and Co-Cosplay. And all three of them are making Final Fantasy XIV cosplays for the event as well, even though they will not be participating themselves.
So that'll be fun for everyone who gets to go. Unfortunately, as you know, I will not be there, but Nell will be, despite having a bit of a costume mishap with...
Long story short, for those of you who are not aware, I ordered a Airsbane, which is Gaius's sword, and it did not survive the shipping, so the company is sending me another one, but the trigger was completely destroyed, the grip was destroyed, the blade itself was split in two, so it did not survive the trip.
Which was unfortunate indeed. On a happier note, as long as we're also talking about contests, the winners of the Moonfire Celebration screenshot competition were announced.
There were some really good screenshots there I saw.
Yeah, I'm always really impressed by the people who enter these competitions and win, because I'm not very good at taking screenshots, and I see these people, it's like, you spent hours doing this. You did a really good job. That looks gorgeous. What game are you playing?
Either hours or they are really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, probably both.
I can understand that, and trust me when I say I haven't entered any of them because I know I'm not that skilled.
Mm-hmm. I'm lucky when I can get a decent enough screenshot for illustrative purposes.
True. But they did also release some more information regarding some of the other stuff. Like, they're actually apparently looking into body hair, because some people have requested that for men.
They responded to that. They've also responded to a thread asking about the opacity of the pince-nez eyeglasses. For those of you who don't know, there is a set of them that is available right now that has opaque lenses.
Yeah.
And there's a craftable transparent lenses, and there are players of both different options.
I was not a fan when they went from being the nice clear pinkish lens to the basically, hey look, you got two painted pieces of glass in front of your face. I did not like that at all.
I've seen people who pull it off well, though, for glamours. So I can totally... I'm glad that they're kind of exploring the option of having a different variety for whoever wants either one.
It's true. I'm glad that they are giving it an option and not just straight up replacing it, because that means more options for people. And you can always have more.
Speaking of options, something that people are talking about on the forums, which I think is a definite positive idea, is having the option to pass after you've already rolled either green or need on an item.
Oh, goddess, I can't believe that's not in the game. I mean, seriously. How many other games can you lot on something and then somebody else goes, oh, well, it's not my main job, but I want on it. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'll pass on it for you. I mean, or,
Yeah,
oh, crap, I didn't mean to roll on that.
And it's especially problematic when it comes to the fact that, you know, in some cases, for instance, Crystal Tower or Circus Tower at this point, you're going to be stuck if you win one of the rolls, if you lot on 2 or 3 things, which you can do, and you win one of them, then it automatically kicks you out of the other ones, despite the fact that there's no way for you to say, I really want this, but I will lot on this just in case I don't get the first item.
The only other thing you could do is to not lot on the other things and just let them go. It's just really
and
annoying.
Possibly wind up with nothing that you needed.
And with the current dungeons having so much crap flooded in them, it makes people want the gear more. So everybody's, when they see the gears, they immediately roll on it without thinking, oh, well, what if somebody else might want it or need it?
Yep. So it would be really nice to have the option to pass. It would also be nice if the dungeons were not flooded with crap that no one wanted, but we've talked about that how many times now on the show?
A couple. I posted up a screenshot on Twitter the other day of you getting 2 water in from one boss fight.
Yep. And especially with considering the fact that there are currently so many ways to get that as it is. I mean, I have so many Ixali Oak Knots I haven't even had a use for.
It's ridiculous now. Square patch in 2.4. No more item drops in them unless they're from side chests. Make the bosses drop gear, for goodness sake. Really, make them drop gear. I don't care if like certain pieces of gear are only available in certain dungeons. That doesn't matter to me. Make it drop gear.
Instead of what did I get? Hardened sap. Oh, thanks.
Or cooking sherry. Miles and miles of cooking sherry bottles.
I have a bathtub downstairs, and it's filled with cooking sherry.
I will not deny that. I went down and looked earlier, and it was filled with cooking sherry.
Cooking sherry. You can cook with so much sherry. The other thing that is currently making the rounds in terms of community discussion, which is interesting, is some people are wondering because they're noticing that server populations are going down a little bit. Fewer people seem to be logging on these days. And the by and large response, we're no longer playing, that we are toward the end of the patch cycle. We are right near the end of 2.3, and we're getting very close to 2.4. And so most of the stuff that people wanted to do before 2.4 is all gone.
It's true. What the population will usually see in these cycles, if you are not exactly acutely aware of this, is when the patch comes out for the first 3 weeks to about a month and a half, the servers are jammed. Seriously jammed. After about a month and a half, it starts to taper down a little bit, with the hardcore raiders having already probably cleared or just about mastered the newest raid, so they're logging in less, and everybody else is already finished hammering out a lot of the new content, so things start to slow down, and it gets to the point where after the quality of life patches, a lot of the mid-core is getting pretty much saturated with what they have and either really satisfied or just wanting to take a break from grinding so much. And casuals are, well, they're casuals. They're not always on, and if they are on, they might not always be around where you're at and doing different things. So, yes, as the 3-month period goes by, it's highly packed to starts to taper off to shrinking to massively packed again. There's a phone. Sorry about that.
Leaving the phone aside, though, it's kind of a natural cycle, and one of the I know there have been patches where I've been more active or less active, but a lot of it really depends on just what you want to get done, because let's be honest, 2.38 did not add a whole lot more to do unless you were really farming lights for your next weapon upgrade. So if there's something left that you had to do, I mean, all of the... Oh, you did not.
Except for you dancing the last time and threatening me with those dodo earrings.
Again. But one of the things, 2.38 added housing, technically, and it added, another step on your weapon increase, and that's about it. So unless you're doing one of those two things, and odds are you're not doing the former, then you don't really have a whole lot new to do. If you could catch up on some of the Beast Tribe quests if you've been lagging behind, but most of those people who wanted to get those done were getting those done back at 2.35. Most of the people who wanted to really work on getting a whole lot of stuff from Circus Tower did that back when the patch launched. So there's not a whole lot left to do. And speaking for myself, the thing I like to do the most is run dungeons, and let me tell you, I am getting really, really tired of Tamtara Hard and Hullbreaker.
I thought you were going to say Stone Vigil there for a minute. I am really sick of Stone Vigil.
I started out being tired of Stone Vigil. I was tired of it the minute I saw it. So now I'm incredibly tired. Now I'm beyond done with Stone Vigil.
Don't get me wrong. I love the dungeons. I love the game, but it's 3 months of the same stuff does get rather boring.
And that's why, it's a chance for you to step back, do something else, play the At-Rhythm Curtain Call. We're going to get FanFest, and I figure we're probably going to be getting the next patch around the same time that FanFest goes live. So, a little bit after, as I made my prediction last week. So right now you're going to be seeing fewer people. See what the population looks like next week.
I don't know about next week, but definitely the week after.
I'm sorry. The week after FanFest. See what that looks like.
Yeah, I do have a camera, or should I say a video camera that will be down there. So I will be trying to record a couple of panels, and those hopefully will be up on the channel when I get back.
Yep. But other than that, like we said, it's a kind of quiet week, but hopefully next week we'll have some more news, perhaps even a couple of previews before the FanFest goes live. So, as always, feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, or feedback down in the comments below the video. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Feedback is in constructive criticism, suggestions, things you'd like to see on the show. Always welcome. Best places are either on Twitter. I'm Elliot_Lefebvre.
I'm Nell Celestine, no underscore.
You can also leave a comment in the video, or you can leave a comment on the official Lodestone topic. Leaving comments in, for instance, the Mog log or elsewhere, we will see them, but it can take us a little while longer to respond and to see them and to respond. So if there's anything you like, good, bad, anything you think you'd like to see more of, anything you'd like to see less of, let us know. As always, we're doing this show both, we want to make sure that the show is as fun for you as it can be. We love our listeners, and we want you to enjoy yourselves.
As always, I'm Nell Celestine.
And I'm Elliot Lefebvre.
Bidding you adieu.
Adieu.